Hello and welcome students. Today we will start with microorganism. First of all, let us understand the meaning of microorganism. The word micro stands for very small, minute, that cannot be seen with the normal eye or naked eye. So those organism means living things. So those organisms which are very small, minute and cannot be seen with naked eye are called as microorganisms. Now all the microorganisms that are found on earth, they have many things in common and some of the things which vary from each other. So based on their difference, they have been placed into 5 groups. So first one, that is bacteria, we are going to study. Bacteria are minute, invisible organisms, and these organisms, they usually are helpful also as well as harmful also. That we will study when we study economic importance. In case of bacteria, sometimes they live all alone, that means single-celled, or they live in groups. Based on their shapes, they have been divided into 4 groups: cocci, bacilli, spirilla and vibrio. They are rod-shaped, spherical-shaped, comma-shaped or the spherical round-shaped. Based on that, they have been divided into these 4 groups. What is the basic tendency of a bacteria? They can be autotrophic, they can be parasites, that means they can prepare their own food or they enter the body of a host to derive nutrition. How do they reproduce? They reproduce mostly by binary fission. That means if there is one cell, from one cell they will form 2 cells. From 2 cells they will form 4 to 8, 8 to 16 and so on. Most of the time a bacteria divides in 20 minutes. It divides, multiplies into 2 daughter cells. That means in 20 minutes the bacteria multiplies into 2 daughter cells. So that is their mode of reproduction. Nutrition, I already told you. Now after bacteria, we are going to study about the fungi. The next group of microorganisms are fungi. What are these fungi? Before we understand what are fungi, let me give you some examples. We all are very fond of eating mushrooms. And at the same time, there are mushrooms which grow during the rainy season in the soil, in our cupboards, in the clothes, on the shoes, on leather items, on all these things they grow. Sometimes they look powdery also, white powdery substance. So these are fungi. Basically, the fungi are those microorganisms which always grow on dead and decaying matter. Just see the difference. In bacteria we studied, they can either make their own food or they are parasite. But fungi, they are always saprophytic in nature. That means they grow on dead and decaying matter. When you go out to play during the rainy season, you might have seen on the barks of trees, then on the soil, it is growing. It looks, there is like an umbrella. It looks like an umbrella. But if we look minutely at a fungi, they have the basic structure. That is, they have one long structure like this called the hypha, and there is a rounded structure on top called the sporangia. These sporangia are bulb or balloon-like structure in which there are small spores, and when the sporangia mature, That means these black spores, they become mature, then the sporangia burst open, and when they burst open, these spores, they release outside. And if they get a favorable condition and they fall on a body where there is actually dead and decaying matter, then a new plant or a new fungi starts to grow. So what we learn in fungi? That they are also saprophytic in nature and they reproduce by the spores. Fungi, they are useful as well as harmful. Now next we come to the protozoa. The third microorganism that we are going to study is protozoa. This protozoa has characters more of an animal. The reason is these protozoa, they never are helpful to us. They are either harmful or they are harmless. Either they will cause some diseases or they will not cause any problem. The best example of this is amoeba, which you have studied. In case of amoeba, you will see that they grow one elongated part of their body called the pseudopodia. What does pseudopodia mean? Pseudo means false and podia means foot, feet. So false feet they use when they have to move to collect their food. Most of the protozoa, they live in water. If not in water, in shallow areas. You have heard about people suffering from dysentery, diarrhea. That is all because of such protozoic animals. The next one, we start with algae. Now this algae, as protozoa had more qualities of an animal, this algae has more qualities of a plant. The reason is it has got a cell wall which is made up of cellulose. And they are all green in color. We find them in areas where the land is all wet. Especially during rainy season, you will find them on the areas where water continuously drips down. So these algae, they have a cell wall, hence they can be studied under plants also. The first land form, that is the first plants that came on this earth were algae. If we look at them, they have a structure something like this, which is commonly found in areas where there is lakes or ponds, and this way their body is there. That means they have these as chlorophyll. This is an example of Spirogyra. So most of the algae, they are green in color. The reason is they have chlorophyll in them and they are placed under plant because they have a cell wall of cellulose. Now we reach to the last one, the last microorganism, that is virus. You all are aware of the latest virus, coronavirus. What is a virus? A virus is a microorganism which is always a non-living as long as it is outside the body of a host. The moment it enters the body of a host, it becomes a living organism. Isn't it strange? It's very, very strange. As long as the virus is outside our body, it is non-living. It gets covered with a covering called the cyst. Most of the microorganisms get covered with a cyst when the conditions are unfavorable. And when conditions become favorable, the cyst breaks and they try to grow or reproduce. In case of virus, the moment they enter the body of a host, they start multiplying very fast, very rapidly, and in one day they form millions of viruses inside the body. And most important, there is a saying that viruses live at the threshold of the living world. What does this threshold mean? That means they are neither living nor they are non-living. Threshold means in between. So viruses are the fifth microorganism which are usually found in areas where the conditions are damp or it is not cleaned up properly. And most important, viruses always cause diseases. They are never helpful to man. They are always harmful for man.